Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. Boy, do we have a great couple of guests here for you today. From Gamakatsu, we have Ted Thibault and Rick Carr. We're going to be talking hooks, boxes, knives, and a whole lot more. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Take a closer look at the Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport. You'll see adventure, discovery, and even a little mud. These 4x4s provide the muscle, tech, and durability to go anywhere. Get your ideal combination of power and capability to handle whatever comes your way with GOAT modes. That's goes over any terrain. It's time to see Ford in a new light. New inventory has arrived. Visit your San Diego County Ford dealers to take a test drive. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Are you ready for reliability? Then you're ready for a Yamaha outboard. And there's no better time to jump on board than during our Ready for Reliability sales event. From now until March 31st, 2026, eligible new Yamaha 30 to 450 horsepower outboards get 2 additional years of warranty protection for a total of up to 7 years of warranty coverage. Plus, Yamaha 2.5 to 25 horsepower outboards come with up to $200 in dealer credit. Get ready to enjoy Yamaha reliability with a new outboard today. Visit your local Yamaha dealer for details. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Offer ends March 31st, 2026. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. What great timing to have these guys in the studio this morning with the huge PCS San Diego show going on and fish are biting. Today is going to be a great day, man.
It's a great day, and it's an honor to have Ted from Gamakatsu from Washington. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, and so this beautiful sunny San Diego
yeah.
compared to a little cloudy and cold Seattle. So this is a nice change.
Yeah, well, you could send us some rain. We could use that.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
We've had plenty.
Yeah, you've plenty.
We're good.
Yeah. And, of course, Rick Carr is our local guy here, and he's been at the world headquarters many times before. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah.
How are you?
Great to have Ted. First time he's been on the phone with us, of course, from Washington, from Gamakatsu headquarters there, but never been in the world headquarters, so it's an honor to have you down here. You're here for the PCS show in San Diego, right?
That's correct. Yeah, looking forward to it. We've got some great specials going on, and we've got some great people down there to talk hooks and all the other gear that we sell here at Gamakatsu, and so really looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah, it's been a great show far. Yeah, really good. Right, Rick? I mean,
Yeah.
you guys have been busy. I mean, between you and CalStar and Corey and Shimano, that little corner that you have in the O'Brien building with the first, that's a busy spot.
It's a hot spot. Yeah, we're stoked. The show has been tremendous. You never know what to expect. I mean, I think we all had an idea, the brand of show that Bill puts together with his great team, Mike and Scott and the whole crew. It's really good, and we knew how successful Orange County has been, but there hasn't been a show in San Diego since COVID. It's been 6 years, and
6 years.
You just don't really know how it's going to go. And I think the twist that they put on doing fishing shows, it hit. It just really did. I love that there's you highlighted it a lot last week, Pete, where there's something for everyone in every building at every turn. It's not just this building has boat, this building has travel, this building has tackle. It's not that way. It's everywhere you go. There's a there's a sport boat here, there's Shimano there, there's Let's Talk Hookup over here, Gamakatsu's in it. It's just there's a little bit of everything for everyone. So you just stay engaged the whole time, and while you're traveling from one to the other, there's live bands and there's fun activities, and it's just
food.
They did such a good job of layout. We're having a great show and having a great time.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. And you've been busy in the Gamakatsu booth. Of course, you're in the exhibit hall all the way back.
Yeah, we're in the exhibit hall.
Busy area there.
Yeah, it's busy. A little smaller booth than we've had in the past, but it's loaded.
It's rocking.
It's rocking. Yeah. And the specials, it's really bringing the people.
The specials are insane.
It's insanity.
Yeah. Wow. Ted,
there's like more. There's more in giveaway than there is in purchase. Like I think somebody got that backwards. You're supposed to spend more and get some. The Gamakatsu booth, you spend a little bit, and they give you more than you spent for. It's just it's wild.
So, two of the dealers have buy two, get one free on hooks.
That's
right?
correct. Yes, it is.
Yeah. And then tell us about the special.
It's crazy.
Well, we've got what the special is. If you spend $25 on any Gamakatsu merchandise, you get
anything.
Doesn't matter what it is. Exactly. Just come show us your receipt at the Gamakatsu booth, and we see your receipt. If you spend $25, you get one of our small utility cases. You have a choice of either one. They're great for little terminal tackle, small stuff. Fits in your pocket.
They're awesome.
They're nice little cases, and made in Japan, real high quality. And then if you spend $50 at the show, you can get a free Gamakatsu EDC knife, an everyday carry knife. And we've got three different choices of knives, so it's your choice. Those knives retail for somewhere around $80 to $100.
They're really high quality.
You get $100 knife for spending $50 in those. It's crazy.
So we wanted to be very aggressive. This is a very important market for us, and so we wanted to make sure people were able to get access to the product and have a good deal to do in doing so.
Yeah. So
Gamakatsu has always been the one of the high end, most popular hooks around. Last year turned such a corner when we had that issue of small bait. We had those long stretches where the bait was either small or it was anchovy, and everybody knows Gamakatsu hooks are strong. Everybody knows they're sharp, but the importance of having a hook that weighed less than the competition, something that a small bait was able to tow around better than a big one, it just really highlighted why you invest in good hooks like Gamakatsu.
Yeah, that Nautilus circle hook it's just amazing, and it goes all the way down to size 4.
Yeah, size 4. So it's incredible. And when you like you guys have said, when you see the kind of fish you can catch on a hook that small, it really does truly. Yeah. I even look at it, I'm like, man, this is unbelievable. These
how can you catch a 100-pounder on a hook that small?
It's a tiny one. So for sure. No, so
it works. What are the hidden gems of Gamakatsu? And the everyday carry knives are super cool, but those fillet knives that you have,
right?
They rival the finest fillet knives anywhere. They are sharp. They cut. They stay sharp. They're amazing.
We did a diamond-like coating, so there's a black coating on the blade itself, and that does keep and prevent any corrosion and that type of thing. You might get a little on the edge if you're not using it often. You can touch that up as you sharpen it, but they are incredible knives. They got the right flex. That's a really important part of a fillet knife, is getting the right flex as you're going through those fish. So we've got.
Are those made in Japan?
No, those are not.
They're not.
But we've got 4 different knives. So there's one with a spoon on it, because if you're in salmon country, you need that for that bloodline.
Oh,
you're
sure.
Be taking
like
that out.
Your area.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got a 7-inch and a 6-inch, and then we got a nice big 9-inch. That's more like for your tuna, yellowtail, big salmon, that type of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And the boxes, I love the boxes.
G boxes.
Yeah, the G boxes. I'll show Ted. It's like, this is my new favorite box here. This, and I love the closures on the boxes too, right?
So these are made in Japan. So and they're one-handed closures. We didn't want to have a box where you had to fumble to try to get and have a whole bunch of buckles and things trying to get in and out of it. And that slit foam is really the way it's engineered in Japan and the way it's designed and cut is very precision. So what you want,
guys, this is like this is like I'm one of my crazes is tying flies, right?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Well, that's one of my recreations, and those are great because you can hold a lot of flies in there.
You bet.
And you can put hooks and everything you want.
I've seen so many people show me different things they've put in those boxes, cool. And it depends on the part of the country you're in. And it's a double-sided slit foam, so you've got a 3200 size and a 3600 size. So if you need a little bit more storage, and what's nice is that there's foam on both the lid end and the tray, so it kind of doubles that storage capacity.
Right, and then the G boxes also come for storing just hooks and tackle and jigs and everything
yes.
in different sizes.
We have a wide variety
Yeah.
of those, and you can check those out on gamakatsu.com or a lot of the retailers around here. I know that we were down here the last few days talking to dealers throughout the local area here, and I saw a lot of G boxes around. So go to the website, you can check out all the different variations that we make.
Different depths.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Different depths and different orientation on where the dividers are too. You know, a lot of them are all horizontal or not vertical or vice versa. And so it's tough sometimes if you're trying to store something big, trolling plugs, you know, Rapala style lures, things like that. But you know, the dividers go horizontal, they don't fit. And G boxes have like every combination of everything.
Yeah.
And I think one thing also, the fact that they're made in the right sizes to replace some of the other boxes.
Brand X.
Brand X. I mean,
Brand X kind of changed everything and basically kind of ruined their boxes, really. And so the G boxes should just take over the
box. They are with a clasp and it's just a better built box.
Exactly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, but hooks is really what puts you guys on the map, right? And
that's correct.
All those hooks are made in Japan.
That's correct. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And you have a manufacturing plant there in Japan.
We have one in Japan. We also have one in Thailand. So we do a little bit of manufacturing there too, especially when it's something that's very labor intensive. But that is our Japanese management, all the equipment, the steel, everything that we do there is all managed by our teams. And so there is some of that you'll see as well. But the vast majority is still done in Japan.
Tell us a little bit about the history of Gamakatsu.
So Gamakatsu was started in 1955. So right now they're third generation.
70 years old.
Yeah. Yep. It's incredible.
I'm 70.
Yeah.
I know.
And when they started out, they were selling hooks that they were made by hand to small tackle shops in Tokyo. And they had a hard time getting started. And then they had some changes. They bought a new facility, changed how they were designing or how they were engineering the product and manufacturing it, and got a lot more consistency with it. And then it just started kind of growing from there. Another thing a lot of people don't realize, in the early 70s, Japan, or Gamakatsu, is one of the largest rod manufacturers in all of Japan. So when you go to like the Osaka show, you'll have Shimano, Daiwa, and Gamakatsu with the three big booths. And we make rods that are $5,000. These are called IU rods. They're 20 feet long. I'm not kidding you guys. They're telescopic rods, and they are incredible. And they use them for these little tiny fish called IU in rivers. And the idea is they'll catch one, and they'll just lift the rod up, and
one motion,
and they just basically bring them. They have these nets. It's just kind of like just doing hockey or something. They're just catching the fish in the net.
Wow!
And so and everything's small in Japan. They don't have a lot of storage, and their vehicles are small, so everything's got to be small. And that's why you see, like when it comes to organization and details, that's why it's kind of like that in Japan. So it's really pretty incredible when you go over there and see the scope and size of the company.
Do they make conventional style rods as well? I mean,
they do,
like of every kind.
They do, and we've discussed bringing them over.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No,
I'm like a Gamakatsu diehard guy. I didn't even know they made fishing rods.
We have a 400-page catalog in Japan. The first 100 pages is rods.
Come on,
what
I would have never thought that.
So it's challenging because of the quality that we make over there. It's very difficult when you bring those in with the tariffs and everything else. They're extremely expensive.
Yeah, they're high end to start with.
Very high end to begin with, and then you add that on top of it, it becomes almost it makes it tough.
Hard to enter a market with something that's already at the top if somebody hasn't messed with it before.
Correct.
I got
Correct. So that's kind of been the hesitation.
Yeah. So that's Rick, cool. at the show, what's been the hot item? What's been, of course you were at Costa Mesa and here in Del Mar.
Well, what I'm seeing a lot when they come back with the receipt is small Nautilus hooks.
Yeah.
Small Nautilus hooks. That's what they're buying. They're buying them. Buy two, get one free. So they're stocking up. One guy had $100 worth of just size 4.
Size 4. Just size 4. Is that the number one size?
It's selling. I
don't do twos better than
twos better, and ones and 1/0s. Those they're selling too, but people just go, okay. They look at one and they go, is there something smaller?
Yeah, sure.
Because they want it, just in case the fish, small bait. Fish are line shy, that type of thing. So it's been that. It's been pretty much Nautilus hooks, a lot of live bait also, and then we're doing a lot. There's been a lot of coming in with the hook and the keeled hook with the spring lock that Corey pushes for his MC bait. So there's a lot of guys.
You guys sell that hook. Yeah,
that's what we've been selling the best of. Yeah, Corey's so close to us that they'll get their weedless and then just a few steps down to get that weighted swim bait style hook.
Yeah. for the weedless
5-inch and 6-inch weedless.
It's been doing really well,
especially with all the Cedros planning going on. That's such a, I mean, obviously that thing works everywhere, but it seems to be such a popular thing right now. Guys stocking up for their Cedros trips, and Corey's got a lot of that weedless available. And so, yeah, we have like a little section just for the hardware for Corey's baits.
Nice.
And that Gamakatsu is our favorite.
Yeah. And then that octopus hook too. I would imagine those go.
They're going well. Yeah. Especially the white sea bass hook. That's a lot of guys are doing really well with that. But some guys are buying ringed hooks and some guys are buying non-ringed hooks. It's just a lot of hooks coming through the door.
One thing I discovered about that octopus hook.
Yeah.
It's my favorite cod hook now.
Okay.
You know why? Because you do not lose them. Yeah. You get stuck. They get stuck on that hook. It does not come out. You don't when you're pulling them up from real deep, 600-700 feet.
Yeah.
It doesn't come undone.
It's funny that you say that, because I preach it as the single best Wahoo bomb replacement hook that exists. It's my favorite one, and it's just a lesser known thing because the popularity, like you said, Rick, is for them sea bass guys. Like that's who buys it the most. But I switch every Wahoo bomb I have. That Octopus 4X80. It's the one. It's so stinking sharp, and it's you don't need a giant 12-0 forged hook for a Wahoo. It's all about getting past that really hard bony mouth, and those things are so sharp they just stick always. I love them.
Yeah, definitely. That hook is popular here in Southern California. Is the hook popular in other places?
Oh, yeah, no, there's definitely a lot. It's just a good all around hook. Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
imagine
For those bigger
Alaska
fish,
and
absolutely. And we've just introduced our new Nano Alpha coating.
Yes,
and the Nano Alpha coating that we put on that specific hook gives it 4 times better corrosion resistance, 2 times slicker, so it penetrates fat even better.
Oh.
So that's really, they've been using their Nano Alpha coating in Japan for quite a few years. We just introduced it to the US about 2 years ago.
That's cool.
We're starting to implement that into more and more hooks.
So talk about the Nano Alpha.
Sure. So it's a coating we apply to the hooks. And again, it gives it a lot more corrosion resistance, and it's slicker. So it's just like a slick coating finish on it. And it's amazing how much better it penetrates. It's a lot of times people think that kind of stuff's a little smoke and mirrors. This really is that much more effective.
It's big in bass fishing.
It is. That's where we implemented a lot. So in our just our straight octopus hooks, which are those and like our EWG worm hooks and things of that nature, are 2 of our best selling hooks. So we kind of started with those at first to see how the market was going to adapt to it, and we're going to start slowly rolling that into more and more hooks.
I'm a Gamakatsu EWG guy, and Ted was nice enough to let me try some of those things. Dude, a fish looks at that hook the wrong way. It's in. I mean, swinging is like
explain the EWG.
So it's just an extra wide gap hook. It's one of our. It's probably one of those staple hooks you'll find in bass fishing.
Period.
And we make it in both our regular wire and a super line wire for guys that are fishing braid and little bigger baits and that type of thing.
Oh,
and that's getting really popular now too. That super line is just kicking. Yeah. And when we came out with Nano Alpha, we did it both in the standard EWG and the super line.
So super line's like a heavier gauge wire, like a beefier version of a worm hook.
So you can pull harder.
But also like sometimes it's good because it helps, it's just a little more weight. Like it helps something sink out. Like if you're going to fish something that's in a fly line presentation, like that extra hook helps something, hug the bottom a little better, a little better bottom contact. Like but they're still, the problem with some other things, like you start to get a big gauge wire hook. They don't set as good, they don't get in, but those things are so slick that
with that Nano Alpha
exactly.
coating, yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It's trick.
Yeah,
they got the stuff, man, no doubt.
Do you see Nano Alpha covering all the hooks eventually, Ted?
Yes, the hard part about it is there's all this talk about the coatings that they have on the hooks, and there's a lot of bans like in Europe and places like that with these coatings. They don't want it on there, and so it's a little bit challenging. PFAS, and so the PFAS is just an abbreviation for. It's a long technical term, but there's a lot of issues with some of that, so that's a little bit of a concern. But so we're going to start slowly rolling it out. In more and more hooks.
Yeah, cool. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today, and Ted has come bearing an incredible gift for one lucky caller or texter today.
You're not
Ted.
kidding.
Why don't you roll through that great prize package.
Sure. I figured since in honor of the fact I was here first time live, we'll do a nice package. So we got one of our G boxes. It's a 3600 reversible. So it's a really nice case for iron and stuff like that. We have one of our G bags. It's a nice zip up bag. So you can put all your tackle inside of it, plus a pair of the pliers we have. It's a 9-inch curved plier, which is great for saltwater. Yeah. Then we have one of our 9-inch fillet knives. That's our best, biggest high-end knife. And then one of our everyday carry knives. So
wow. It's like a $300 package.
That's correct. Yeah, for retail. That's
wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty
cool.
Is that, so one lucky caller or texter and fill us in. Right?
Yeah, fillet knives, everyday carry knives, the boxes, the bags. It's all coming to one lucky caller or texter, like Pete said, at the end of the show today. And how that happens is every phone call that makes it onto the air will be a potential for a winner. Every single text message that gets read on the air will be a potential winner. We're going to pull one from each of those categories. And at the end of the show, we're going to have Rick and Ted flip that prize coin, and that will designate whether the winner comes from the caller side or the texter side. If you want to join us this morning, man, we'd love to hear from you. So stoked to get to have this much knowledge when it comes to hooks with Ted and Rick in here this morning. 833-288-0973 is how you reach us on the phone. Again, 833-288-0973. 0973, or like Pete said, send us a text. That Let's Talk Hookup app is the only way that you can send in your text messages to the show. Very easy to use. It's also the easiest way to keep in touch with all the archive shows. You just fire off the Let's Talk Hookup app, and the first tab you'll see is the text the show option. When you do send your text, make sure you include your contact info. Just a name and a phone number is all we need, along with your question in case you win that big prize. We want to make sure to get it to you. It's going to be a very fun show. Lots of great info. Again, if you want to get through, 833-288-0973. Kyle is standing by at the fan to take your phone calls this morning. And when we come back, we're going to be doing just that, taking your phone calls, reading your texts, and a whole lot of great information with Ted and Rick from Gamakatsu. You stay tuned. It's Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Here's the hot tip on the best fishing LA has to offer. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. They are home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnight on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Sea Angler. For your own private charter, we have the Outrider and Trueline available. There's always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or on the web at 22ndstreet.com.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Fillet knives shouldn't be disposable. Introducing AFTCO fillet knives that are built to last. Designed in collaboration with Boker, Germany, AFTCO knives feature 4116 German stainless steel, bonded with titanium nitride to ensure optimum corrosion resistance and exceptional edge retention. A non-slip TPR handle maintains a firm grip when processing game fish. Fillet knives from AFTCO. Any fish, any water.
The sports shows are coming, and it's the best time to buy that new boat you always wanted. West Coast Marine will have Parker and Camus boats along with Yamaha outboards at the PCS shows in Costa Mesa and Del Mar this year, all at special boat show prices. Owner Nick Kelly will show you all the latest boats from Parker. These are models designed with the West Coast angler in mind and the ultimate platform for our kind of fishing. West Coast Marine has a great inventory of Parker and Camus boats and Yamaha outboards at their shop on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa too, along with the finest service on Yamaha outboards and more. Nick will have several Yamaha powered boats at the show available for you to check out. Be sure to go by the West Coast Marine booth at the PCS shows in Costa Mesa and Del Mar, or stop by their Costa Mesa location and see their inventory of new and used boats and Yamaha outboards. Check westcoastmarine.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning with Ted and Rick in the studio talking Gamakatsu, PCS shows in full swing. And man, just what great timing this is. Like last week, it really felt like that switch had flipped. And boy, did it ever.
Yeah.
I mean, the spring is officially here. The fish are biting. The shows are going on. Like, the vibe at the PCS show is so great. And I think it's just that, like, it feels like summer. It's summertime weather. The fish are biting like summer. This has just gotten off to such a good early start.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's really,
it's going to be quite a year.
You can feel it at that show. Like, it's on.
Yeah. Everybody knows. And fish are biting. Yellows are biting. And,
you dog,
tuna.
I saw you,
Aliar,
you son of a gun.
Aliar is out there catching fish right now. I mean, he's out on the
bluefin are biting, but everybody had a hard time. We were busy setting up our booth at the PCS show, and all we saw was pictures of Pete on the field research hoisting up big yellows down at the islands. Man, I'm not gonna lie, our entire crew was very jealous of that. That's
my
awesome.
buddy Robbie Robinson went 6 for 6 at the islands. He had a 32-pounder on a surface iron. How about that, huh?
I want to hear it, man.
Some big fish.
That's so cool.
Big fish down there. Yeah, but be courteous with the other boats, because there are a few boats down there too.
I'm sure there is.
Speaking of boats, we just heard West Coast Marine. They have a great selection of parkers at the show, and Nick and his whole gang are there at West Coast Marine, right in that in the building there. You can't miss the parkers. The display is just fantastic. So go by if you're looking at boats. So many different boat manufacturers there, but Nick certainly has the shining star there with all those parkers lined up over there.
I love how they did the boats too. There's not a boat hall. There's everything. Everything is intertwined with everything else. I mean, there's boats in every hall. There's tackle in every hall. There's retailers in every hall. It's just it's killer.
Nicely spread.
You couldn't go to one thing and just see it. It's all over.
And then our good friends at Baker Marine, Anthony's there, and he's got that full line of Fujinon stabilized binoculars with huge discounts on it too. But he did tell me that he's got those field glasses, the stabilized binoculars back in stock. The one that I was talking about that I take to Montana or out in the field and stuff. They're not for the water, but if you're looking for a great pair of hunting binoculars that are stabilized at a very great price, he's got those back in stock. Not at the show, but at his store.
You could go talk to Anthony about it
on Shelter Island.
Get the lowdown.
Yeah, he'll give you the full down. So he said finally just came back in stock. And of course, I would be remiss to not talk about the great job that my crew in the Let's Talk Hookup booth has been doing. Tommy and Wayne and Dave been doing a fantastic job raising money for Captain Rallo's Kids at Sea, Friends of Rallo. I think we've raised well over $3,000 already.
Cool.
And that's going to take a lot of kids fishing.
Good job, guys.
So they've been working hard at that. If you still have a chance, we're giving away a Shimano Talica 22 speed. It's like an $800 reel. Giving away a Torium 20, it's like a $300 reel. Giving away a pair of Costa sunglasses and a 2-day trip on the Polaris Supreme. So the drawing will be held a week from today on the show. You can buy tickets in our booth through tomorrow. You get 20 tickets for $100. You get 1 ticket for 10, and it's all the money. 100% goes to raising money for Kate's Kid Fishing. So go by the booth. We're right next to the Ands and Knife booth, which is right down, as you continue down. We're right across from Fisherman's Landing, right next to Independent Sport Fishing. I mean,
you're in the zone.
There, that whole zone there. When you first walk in the first building, when you first walk in the show. Is the
O'Brien
building. Yeah. So you walk in, you see a lot of boats, you see a lot of the sport boats are there, a lot of the landings are all there, and then as you continue through, you'll see Corey from MC. Well, of course, Queen Charlotte Safaris is right, or excuse me, Haida Gwaii Safaris. Valerie and her gang are right across the way from us, and you'll see them, and then you'll see Let's Talk Hookup, Ants and Knives. You'll see Corey's with the MC Swim Baits. You have the Seakeeper booth. Guys from Johnson Hicks Marines, Baker
That's
Marine.
A nice electronics display they got at Johnson Hicks. Yeah, it looks really good.
And right next to Baker Marine with the Fujinon display, and then you continue over. You got the beautiful CalStar booth there.
I love their new booth.
And they're right next to you guys, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle, and then right across from there was Shimano bought this gigantic, the big booth that they have. They have probably the biggest booth at the show, I would think.
I would have, aside from Turner's, Shimano's got to have the biggest footprint there.
Yeah, with all the different things you can try, like the power of the Talica, the new super smooth spinning reel outfits. They have great demonstrations on the new ledge runners, fantastic. And you can actually go pull on the rail with a 2-speed reel and see the power of those reels.
They have a whole sport boat style rail setup that you can stand on and feel what the rods feel like and the reels. And you were the one that turned me on the display. They have this really cool display of 2 rods that are side by each that are basically attached, 2 reels that are attached to 2 rods. That is a previous generation Talica and then the new Talica A series. So you can physically feel the difference. So the same amount of load on both. It's amazing how much physically easier it is to turn the handle on the new one versus the old one. I was shocked by that because
how could you beat the Talica, right?
I had never. It's never been so in your face before, and it's one of those things that it has to be felt, not seen. And that display was so smart by those guys.
Yeah,
it made me like, great.
Now you got to get an A.
It's what I always talk about with Talicas. I said, this is a great reel. Their new features were awesome, but it's not so drastically different that you need to upgrade. It's more drastic than I had thought. And I play with those reels every day of my life. It's a really cool one.
What's been some of your favorite stuff other than the Gamakatsu booth there at the show?
I haven't been able to get out of the booth.
Been able to get out of the booth?
Yeah. No,
you're giving away too many knives.
No, we are. We're doing a lot with, and the boxes. It's a big
boxes,
deal.
Yeah,
they just
it's a great
love that.
deal.
There's a couple of people who come by and say, "What's the specials? What's the specials?" And we go through the specials, and actually Turner's is actually selling the little pocket pack box that we're giving away. So I said, look, if you're going to go buy boxes, don't buy that one there. Because
you're going
to get it free anyways.
You're going to get one free.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
I got to walk around. I wanted to go to the CalStar booth because I wanted to see John and people at CalStar. But they're at the landing. They're so busy at Fisherman's Landing, you can't even get in.
I've had my hand slapped multiple times for talking about things from CalStar that I'm not supposed to talk about, and I'm going to do it again. And I probably will get maybe a little.
But before you do that, let's go live on the Polaris Supreme. Aliar Hajanabi's on the line. Good morning, Aliar.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Doing great. Are you catching?
Yeah, it was good fishing again. We left yesterday morning on a 3-day trip, and we got down there last night, and we had limits of bluefin for the first 2 days of the trip.
Jeez.
Come on, get out of here.
Wow. And you have a full load, right? 24 people.
Yeah, 24 people. And now we're just, we just got in on the coast here and we saw a small school yellowtail. We caught 4 or 5. So hopefully we can scratch away.
Wow.
Yellowtail today in the daytime.
What's now normally that Baja coast down there is cold water. What's the temp now?
No, not right now. 66 degrees. It's
Holy
hot.
Jeez, no kidding.
Wow. How crazy is that?
So yeah, I want to let everybody know we put a trip up for Tuesday morning, and it's a definite go with 12 people. So if you want to go fishing, it's a 3-day trip, 6 a.m. departure.
6 a.m. from C4 Sport Fishing over the Polaris Supreme. And the weather this week looks once again flat, calm, right?
Yeah, it looks really good. So hopefully the fish is still around.
What's it like right now out there, Aliar?
Oh, it's calm and not a boat in sight. It's a nice change.
You got the whole thing to yourself. And limits of bluefin just like in
incredible.
one night. That's crazy. How big are they?
They're mixed up 18 to 40 pounds. The good thing is right now, if we see a school, they act really good. They're eager. So hopefully it's a good springtime. We're hoping.
Is it mostly jig fishing?
Yeah, we haven't fished in the daytime yet.
I was just going to say
the last 2 trips. It's been a night. So
the problem is those guys don't even have a chance. They're finished with limits before the sun comes up. So who knows how good the fly line fishing is or isn't? They're already completely fixed up before you get a chance.
Now there has been some rumors of some bigger fish around too. Have you guys run into any of that?
No, but I'm sure it's around. And when we drove down yesterday in the 31 block, the water was good, 66, 67 degrees. So it's just a matter of time. Once we get more guys fishing too, more coverage. Right now it's kind of hard. There's 1 or 2 of us fishing, but in the next few weeks, I think when there's more boats out, we're definitely going to see some bigger fish for sure.
Well, if you want to go catch some bluefin in beautiful flat calm weather and warm weather it's still March next week. Yeah. So the trip leaves 6 a.m. on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a definite go. So
definitely
want to go. It's a good chance. Yeah.
All right. How do we get a spot on it?
You can go on PolarisSupreme.com or you can call Lindsay 619-706-3634.
All right.
Strike while the iron's hot, man. Like the schedule for the Polaris Supreme in very short time will have no opening. So this is a great time to get to go. The fish are biting. It's time. This is it. Man.
Yeah. You might not have another chance after this week.
For real.
Get on the Polaris Supreme.
That's
hey,
cool,
Aliar, appreciate the check. Keep us posted on how you doing.
Guys very much.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Appreciate it very much. Well, the phones are packed, Rick. Let's jump into it.
Boy, they are, man. We're going to start it off this morning with John. He's calling us from San Diego. John, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. I wanted to ask Ted what the method is for sizing hooks. Is there a standard industry size, or is there any kind of like a 1.0 from one manufacturer would be a 1.0 from a second manufacturer? How does that work?
Well, John, it's a great question. It's one we get asked a lot. And no, there is not. There's not like an industry standard between all the hooks. And it can be a little frustrating. And so one of the things that we do is we actually have a graph. It's in our catalog. And we also post it online. And you can actually, it's true to size. So as you flip through, I have a catalog here in the studios. You flip through these hooks, you can lay the hook on the page. So let's just say, for example, you had an owner hook that you like. You can lay that next to one of ours and see kind of the difference on that. So unfortunately, there's not a standard for all of that, but it is one of the most commonly asked questions we get.
And it's everywhere from every manufacturer.
Right.
One guy, a 1.0 is a teeny little hook, and the next person, a 1.0 is a big giant hook. And even sometimes across same manufacturer hook lines, a 1.0 EWG might be 3 times the size of a 1.0 live bait, little light wire ring hook.
And when we started making hooks, nobody decided to all get together and say, okay, this is going to be the standard of how you make the hook. So everybody kind of did their own thing way back in the day when hook manufacturing first started.
So Gamakatsu's 2.0 might be different than some other manufacturers' 2.0.
Yeah, for sure.
Will be.
Yep, for
totally
sure.
different. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Kyle standing by at the fan. You want to get through 833-288-0973. I didn't want to interrupt you there, but you were talking something about CalStar at the booth there.
Yeah, I thought you were going to give me an excuse. I realized I should probably just back off, but now I'm back on the spot, so I will say it. So they have if you're a guy that is into lure casting, like especially one of the things I know you like to do, Northern Baja, like Cabria,
right?
Like plugs, stick bait, jerk bait. There's a couple of prototypes that you should ask to go by and check out at the CalStar booth. And I know that I'm not even supposed to have said that, but they live there. And if that's something that you're into, lightweight, smaller reel, but able to catch a big fish, something that would work for a big Cabria all the way up to like casting, like a big Tranks 400 for, school size tuna, yellow, that kind of stuff. There is a really cool prototype rod. I'm not going to say another word beyond that. You do.
Yeah.
You very, very much do. We got to see it for the first time yesterday, and the whole crew was, oh my God, check this out. Hey, come over here and pull in this thing. I'll leave it at that.
Go by that.
I probably shouldn't have said that, but go bend those guys' ears and check that thing out. It's really, really cool.
All right. Well, let's jump back on the phones.
You got it, man. We're going to talk to another John this time. John in Huntington Beach is on the line. Good morning, John. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys. Awesome show, and excited to talk to the Gamakatsu guys. So if you buy a jig from a tackle shop, or if you have jigs in your tackle box and you want to change the hooks on those, do you guys have hooks that you can just open the eye and then just crimp them back on?
So we make that's referred to as a Siwash hook, and so it's an open eye, and so that's used very commonly in salmon fisheries and things of that nature, plug replacement. We have a couple different varieties of those. So there's if an open eye hook you physically crimp down the eye on it as you're changing the hook out. That's a very common practice. The other thing that we do is we have some small replacement hooks, and they have what's called our magic eye on them. There's a little bit of a flattened spot at the top, and it makes it really nice to slide into the split rings. So you can almost do it without even using a split ring plier. Really? And so on some of the hooks, we do have that as a replacement hook feature. So that's, again, if you look for
the
that
magic eye.
Yep, that's something that you see on several of our hooks.
You need those, Pete, for your Picacho's trip. Like when you're changing out trebles on your crankbaits and things like that. Nowadays, like we have gotten so used to split rings being, the super line number 7s and super line number 8s. They're so heavy duty that you wouldn't think about it. But if you're swapping out crankbaits on your Picacho strip, you imagine this little treble hook, but there's this little flat edge at the top of it, and it just wedges right into the split ring. And you can swap out your treble hooks with no tool, no anything. It's really slick.
Yeah, that's cool. And now, hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Now, one of the other things too is you make a great assist hook too.
We make a lot of assist hooks.
A lot of assist hooks. Rick was saying that you sell a lot of assist hooks.
Well, if in Japan, that's a very common thing used in Japan. So we bring a lot of those in, and there's just a lot. There's a lot to choose from. So there's some of our heaviest duty one is the 720 HD. That's our biggest heavy duty hook on there, and there's really, I don't think a fish out here you're going to have an issue with catching on that hook. It's really a quality one, and we're actually looking at some new versions as well. It's one of the things we have on our list of things is to try to address that and even expand that even further.
That's cool. You have a great text on Rick.
I thought so. It was early on. It's from John in Rancho San Diego. Says, "Wow, what a great show already. Love hearing Ted and Rick from Gamakatsu. Last year with the small bait, I used a size 2 live bait ringed J hook. I opted for the J rather than the circle hook. For ease of pinning on the bait, keeping my small bait healthier, and hopefully swimming better. I really like the ring. I think it helps my bait swim a little better. I was hoping you guys could give me your thoughts on circle versus J, ring versus non-ring."
That's really a very loaded, and thanks for the question. It really is personal preference. It just really comes down and technique and style of fishing. There's some people that swear that a ringed hook is going to outfish a non-ringed hook, and guys will say vice versa. We make both. I've had guys say, okay, a ringed hook adds a little more weight, so it doesn't make the bait swim as good. Other guys say it doesn't seem to matter. So it's really kind of there's not really a good one answer fits all to that question. Unfortunately, there just isn't. There's just too many variables.
Cool thing about Gamakatsu ringed hooks is it's a one-piece ring, and it's very, very smooth, strong, very easy to use.
Yeah, no brazing on it.
Right,
smooth. It's the key to our product line is the one-piece ring. It's what kind of put us on the map with ringed hooks.
With ring hooks.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Hey, 833-288-0973. Line open. Kyle standing by. Let's jump back in the phones, Rick.
Rich and Bradley's up joining us next here on Let's Talk Hookup. Rich, good morning.
Good morning. You're talking about the advances in the coatings on hooks. They present kind of a conservation problem for a freshwater bass fisherman that wants to catch and release, especially when some of the flavored type plastics get wedged down what we call gut hooked in the back of a bass's mouth. And I've come up with a strategy for kind of mitigating that, and I want to share that to maybe help some of the catch and release guys. What I do is I carry a pair of side cutters with me, and I go up through the gill plate and carefully, and when there's only a little bit of that hook exposed, I cut it in half, because an extra wide gap hook like a 3.0 or a 4.0, that's asking an awful lot for that bass to be able to pass it through. Where in the old days, like a bronze hook, you used to say, well, cut the line and it'll dissolve. Well, that doesn't happen anymore with these super coatings that are on the line. But, it's the trade-off of we get to have the better hook penetration. And it really has enhanced my hookup ratio. And congratulations for the advancements you've made there. And I've got an additional question about hooks. Is when I'm going to switch out a treble hook on a stick bait or a jerk bait or something like that for a single hook, would I want the total gap of the single hook to be equivalent to the across the combination of a treble hook? Is that how I would pick out the size for switching it out?
Really, it's more a function of the size of the hook to the size of the bait. Usually I always tell people if you can try to go one size up, it's always a better choice when you're going on with hooks like that. So it's not really an equal question to, like, I understand what you're saying. Like if your total gap on the treble hook is, from one side to the other is quite wide, you want to be close to that. So there's not a real exact science to that either. There's just more of how the hook fits the bait is the best way.
There you go. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot Let's Talk Hookup coming to you, including checking in with our buddy Marcos, who's on the line. We're going to find out what's biting with that great Seaforth Sport Fishing Report. More of your phone calls and more. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast Series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG Series, All CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at Fine Tackle Dealers.
Hi, this is Captain Ray Lopez, owner-operator of the American Angler. I've spent more than half my life aboard the American Angler along with my partners Brian and Lori, developing a team that's as good as it gets. I've been fortunate to spend time on the ocean with so many fine people that I look forward to fishing with. We can't thank you enough for being part of the American Angler family, and if you haven't joined us, we love the opportunity to meet you. Text or call Lori at 619-223-5414 or check AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com.
When you're offshore fishing, the right gear makes all the difference, and that includes Fujinon stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Come see Baker Marine at the PCS show in Costa Mesa and Del Mar to explore the full Fujinon binocular lineup and take advantage of the fantastic show specials, only from Baker Marine. Need the best? Fujinon Stabiscope is the professional's choice. Looking for top-tier stabilization at a great price? The Fujinon Techno Stabby TSX 1440 delivers rock-steady vision even through rough waters, perfect for serious anglers. Baker Marine is the largest Fujinon retailer on the West Coast and services all brands of binoculars. They also have super lightweight stabilized binoculars for hunting and other outdoor activities. Visit Baker Marine at PCS Costa Mesa and Del Mar shows and take advantage of the exclusive show specials, or stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego. Learn more at bakermarine.com. BakerMarine.com.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Okay, as promised, we're going to find out what's biting out there. It is time for our catch report from C4 Sport Fishing, which today is sponsored by Dana Landing on Mission Bay. It's your one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing. A complete deli. They have beverages and boating supplies, as well as one of San Diego's most complete saltwater tackle shops. Also, check out East County Bait and Tackle and Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle as well. They've got the great tackle and the best in both fresh and saltwater tackle, along with live bait. Dana Landing is next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay. ECBT, they're at the end of the 67 freeway at Mapleview and Lakeside. And Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, they're on Broadway and Lemon Grove. Check DanaLanding.com for more info. We got him. Marcos is standing by from C4 Sport Fishing. What's up, Marcos?
Good morning. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Hopefully staying a
Great.
little cooler than the last 2 days.
Yeah, it's been warm.
No, it's just a little warm, but, you know, that's a perfect time to come down and get on the boat and go fishing, you know, escape that 90-degree weather, hop out there, the half-day trips. Starting to see a good amount of calico bass last few days here. Yesterday afternoon, they caught a yellowtail, 6 bonita, 1 bonita in the morning. Actually had a white sea bass this afternoon, too, so definitely a nice mix of fish on those half days, and it's going the right direction. Day before that in the afternoon, 2 yellowtail, 2 bonita, had 36 calico bass they kept and released 70 plus there. So, I mean, you might as well imagine it's June right now with the weather and the fishing.
Yeah.
And the San Diego, same thing down at the islands. They had 60 yellowtail yesterday. All around good fishing. The Polaris Supreme, they're on their 3-day trip. They have limits for the first 2 days, and actually, they have a room on the Polaris Supreme leaving this week. I believe they're leaving Tuesday, and they still have room there. And a couple of trips coming up, and that's a good chance to hop on that boat and get some early season fishing in there because, as you'll find out, that boat's hard to get on there, and for a good reason. Allar is doing a great job. So check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Our schedule up there for those half days, the full days on the San Diego and the Sea Watch. Sea Watch is also running some 7 to 4 trips, which is a nice trip if you don't want to get up so early. Come down here. Spend a nice leisurely day on the water there, get some shot at yellowtail, bonita bass, all around. Like I said, check the Polaris Supreme website for the availability there. It's just a great time to get out on the water. The weather's great on the water, not so much inland there unless you really like the hot weather, and great fishing. So seaforthlanding.com. Just call the office, 619-224-3383. Come down and visit us in person. Make sure that gear's tuned up because I don't think we're getting a break this year.
No,
Crazy, man.
it's so good. And Marco's such a great saying is like, just get on the water right now because it's just flat, calm, beautiful weather. Fish are biting, and rockfish season's just around the corner too, which is super cool, right?
Yeah, that's coming up pretty quick here. I mean, God, we're in the second half of March here.
Yeah, it is.
Unreal.
Hey, Marcos, great report. And yeah, we heard from Aliar earlier in the show that he's a definite go on that Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. departure, 3-day on the Polaris Supreme. So get on that and go fishing, go catch some bluefin, yellowtail, and more. And I got to say, on the San Diego, Matt's back from his trip and running the boat and just killing it out there. The grade of that fish, I mean, you say 60 yellowtail, but you catch, I mean, there's a lot of them are 25, 30 pounders. So you catch one or two of those, you're good.
Absolutely. And like you said, hey, this is an early start to the season. It hasn't been unusual. We've been seeing these early starts last 2 seasons. So hopefully it keeps going here. And like I said, dude, get your gear out, make sure it's all cleaned up and ready to go, because there's a lot of fishing to come still.
Yeah.
That's
appreciate that, Marcos. Thanks a lot for the report. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
Talk to you then, guys.
Thanks, Marcos.
Right. Special report now from Captain Dave Abraham from the Tomahawk.
Hey.
Good morning, Dave.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you guys for having me. Yeah.
Been seeing
Show
you.
sounds good.
Thank you. Been seeing you holding down the fort at the Fisherman's Landing booth there and talking about the Tomahawk.
Yeah. I'll be down there today. Definitely look forward to it. Gonna have my little sidekick. Gonna have little man there with me today, hanging out.
All right.
Fishing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Have to take him and catch one of those trout. But yeah, wanted to give you guys a call. Of course, here in Aliar's rundown on it, and being a part of that there last weekend, and it matches the hatch exactly what I saw, and these fish being eager and the struggle. Of course, we had a trip online. I was supposed to be out there right now and couldn't gather enough anglers. So calling in you guys and seeing if we could get some movement here on our midweek trip, a Wednesday 10 a.m. departure, 2-day trip. Only have one person on that one, and then our weekend 2.5 day, which departs Friday 5 p.m. And of course, I'd love to get off the dock as quick as possible if we cannot gather enough anglers. So here I am calling, trying to put the word out, and would love to continue this and keep the ball rolling.
So how many will you go with, if the numbers? Price of fuel is tough right now. That makes it tough on you guys. But how many will you go?
10 is the number.
Wow.
And it's like we came close on this 3-day, and that's even like a, but it comes down to just whatever it's going to take to get off the dock. And I feel like 10's that number. And yeah, of course, the fuel influences. It's definitely the talk around the dock, even at the show. But we're still going to try to do what we do. So we could gather 10 anglers. I want to make it a definite go and stay on these fish. Like Aliar said, there could be some big fish around. It's just going to take a few more boats. It's been us, the Pacific Voyager, Max on the Pacific Voyager, Aliar, that have been able to get down there, but it's hard to get this coverage to locate bigger grade, limited guys being down there. So
well, it sounds like
your trip,
plenty of time on a 2-day to get down there and get your limits of bluefin, right?
Exactly.
You get 2-day limits.
So having that one.
Yeah.
You got the silence set up there and having enough time to do it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and okay, so the trip Wednesday 10 a.m. departure. How much is that one?
That one's $770.
Wow, great
$770, and then it is. I have Nick in the galley cooking just delicious meals, and weather looks good, so it's like everything's lining up. We just get the anglers going. It's early season, and it's going to take us getting off the dock consistent to stay on this fish and keep the ball rolling.
Oh, for sure. And so you have a Wednesday 10 a.m. departure and then a Friday 2.5 day.
Yes.
10 a.m. departure on that one?
No, that one's 5 p.m.
Okay.
And I was even, on the note of getting off the dock early, if it means us leaving at, an hour or two earlier, say when everyone gets there, that's going to be the name of the game. Be pre-baited, load all anglers, and depart from there.
Ready to go. All right. How do we get on the boat if we want to get on the Tomahawk this Wednesday, 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. departure for 2.5 day on Friday?
Yeah, you got the TomahawkSportFishing.com website. Can book your trip there. Fisherman'sLanding.com, same. Or 619-221-8500. Call in. Let's get this going here.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate
Awesome.
that.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, thanks, Captain Dave. And we'll see you at the show today in the Fisherman's Landing booth.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, boys.
Thank
Have
you
a
for
good
the
day.
call. All right. Let's
Bye-bye.
try and sneak in another call, Rick.
You got it, man. How about this time we talk to Jim? Jim's calling us from National City this morning. Hi, Jim. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me okay. You know that Gamakatsu hook, I fish crawdads a lot, pretty exclusively at the lake. Otay, I live real close, Lake Murray, and the fishing's been real good there, both lakes. I think all the lakes, the water's down so far that there's less environment, less toolies for those fish to get in. So you can fish those crawdads on the rock piles and the gravel bottoms. But anyway, that Gamakatsu hook, the 2s, 4s, I try to use them exclusively for crawdads. The reason being is you want that light wire hook so that crawdad is able to do its kicking. That's what triggers that fish a lot of times. And yeah, I exclusively use that white wire, the light wire 2 or size 2 for sometimes one or
Awesome, Jim.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
When we come back, we got another full hour coming your way. More Let's Talk Hookup, more of this great text message, and a whole lot more with Rick and Ted. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California Sports
Don't
Fishing
forget,
Place.
we're just going to be on the Let's Talk Hookup app and Facebook and YouTube Live, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Fan.
Do you know why a million customers visited gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel, great service, and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love fishermen, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches, made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline, lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
The PCS show will be coming to Del Mar, and we will have an enormous booth. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check us out when you walk into the first building at the show. We saved our most incredible and exclusive deals for our hometown show. Deals never before seen. Everything at the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth will be on sale, with a ton of high-quality saltwater products that no one else will have. For saltwater tackle at the PCS Del Mar show, your best stop is at the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. All our open party trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. Or give us a call. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
After a record-breaking show in Costa Mesa, the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing, Fishing Tackle, Boat and Travel Show, presented by Geico, now moves to San Diego, March 19th through the 22nd at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. This show will feature hundreds of sport fishing exhibitors, manufacturers, tackle dealers, fishing boats, and fishing resorts taking up the massive Del Mar Fairgrounds. Fantastic seminars and kids' free trout pond. Seminars featuring some of the top names in the industry, from catching giant bluefin, swordfish, calico bass, freshwater bass, trout, and more. Take advantage of incredible show specials from major tackle retailers and boat dealers. Talk to the top fishing travel destinations. It's great for the whole family. With the fishing season now here, stock up on all your favorite tackle or purchase that dream boat at incredible show prices. Thursday, March 19th to Sunday, March 22nd at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Presented by Geico. Check sportfishingfestival.com.
Seasoned long-range fishermen know that the Red Rooster 3 is the finest fishing vessels in terms of technology, design, speed, comfort, and safety. This 105-foot sport fishing yacht meets every demand for comfort while delivering an unforgettable fishing vacation. Captain Andy Cates and crew are experienced, friendly, and sincere in their desire to help you have the trip of a lifetime. Book a trip on the Red Rooster 3 and you'll be back. Trips go fast. So check redrooster3.com or call Lee Palm Sport Fisheries at 619-224-3857.
Gamakatsu has amazing show deals for you. Buy any 2 packs of Gamakatsu hooks and get one free. That in itself is an amazing deal. But get this. Purchase $25 of Gamakatsu products at the show and get a free pocket utility case. Purchase $50 of Gamakatsu products at the show and receive a free Gamakatsu everyday carry knife worth almost $100 at participating dealers while supplies last. Only from Gamakatsu at the PCS shows.
Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live. Pete Gray here along with Rock Cod Rick Mexa in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup right next to the San Diego landings on a beautiful, sunny Southern California morning here. And we have Ted Thibault and Rick Carr from Gamakatsu. Going to be it's been a fantastic show. Going to continue some fantastic information from Ted. And Ted is comparing gifts, and Ted's giving away a fantastic prize. Ted, go over that prize again for us.
Sure. Well, it's a $300 retail value. So we put together just a variety of different things. One of our G boxes, a nice EWM bag. It's an extra wide mouth bag. Everything fits in nicely inside. A pair of our 9-inch fishing pliers. It's a 45 degrees, so it's got a nice angle on it for getting down inside of fish. One of our 9-inch fillet knives. So it's our big, nice fillet knife for those bigger fish. And then one of our EDC carry knives. So, yeah, it's a nice package.
That's
for sure.
A heck of a package. Yeah. One lucky caller or texter is going to win that. And boy, we're taking all course on this hour. We're going to take an all text, and we didn't get to a lot of texts because we have a lot of good information going on fishing wise.
Well, the phones were absolutely packed in that first hour, but we're excited to be taking your texts. And if you do want to text us, man, we want to hear from you this morning. The texting, again, only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. If you don't have it already, it's a free download. You should absolutely have that Let's Talk Hookup app. And it's the only way you can text in your questions for the second hour. We've got a lot of really good texts lined up, but again, another full hour coming your way. Lots of time to get your text message in and maybe have your chance of winning that $300 prize pack from Gamakatsu.
Yeah, for sure. Great. And of course, don't forget 10 a.m. this morning, the PCS show starts at the Del Mar Fairgrounds all the way to 7 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow again, 10 to 5. And the last 2 days for this year to get on the show. Well, I failed to mention that right next to us, behind us, is the Rollo booth, the Captain Rollo. It's good to see they got to spin the wheel, giving away a ton of prizes. Howard and Tim and the gang are all there, so be sure to go by and say hi to the Rollo booth and get that. CCA booth is there, and they're giving away a great bunch of prizes there right across from where your booth is.
They're right next to Shimano, kind of across from us. Dallas brought both Wyatt and Waylon up yesterday when she got off of work, and we went and cruised and caught fish in the trout ponds. Both the boys spun the wheel at Rollo. Yeah, both boys caught trout yesterday. They were biting pretty good.
And that live band's right next.
It's
right
awesome.
there. I wonder if the live band really soos the trout in there or not.
You know, they were biting when we were there. They were biting. It just that whole like kind of outside tent area is really cool. It's fun, really fun for the boys too. They had like a gold mining thing in there that the boys both did.
Oh, cool!
You spun a wheel, won more prizes. And my favorite food spot of the whole thing is right out there too. That Seaside Smokehouse has those brisket and tri-tip sandwiches. Those are right out there.
Oh, so that's
dude, Ted, that's the spot
where you want to eat
show.
today.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Good.
Yeah, it definitely. And Katmai Lodge is right.
Yeah.
As you go into this next building, you'll see Fastlane Kayaks. They'll have all their kayaks, including the brand new inflatable is there, and all the Salty Crew guys are all there, and stuff. And then Katmai Lodge is there. They still have those 2 spots available. That Ted's. I'll tell you what. Katmai Lodge. I can't wait to go again this year. I think Bob's like ready to make a deal on those 2 spots on
Hey,
those trips. So
okay.
you might talk to him about, hey, what about that? It's only a few months away. Can I get a deal?
Got 2 ready to go. What
we
you
had
got?
we had a cancellation. We had 2 cancel. The trip's been full for a year.
Yeah.
We had a cancellation 2, and also they're booking for next year's trip too, which is July 14th, so of 2027. But if you want to go this year with us, July 15th, for a week up there, I'm going. Tommy P's going. A whole great group of people are going. They had a couple cancellations, so go by and see Bob and Ida in the Katmai booth and say, hey, make me a deal. I'll go on that trip.
If you're on the fence about going on that trip, do not talk to me about it,
yeah,
because I will be. I don't have enough praises to give that place. It is incredible, and it is it's people throw the term around trip of a lifetime all the time. This is it. They experience the wildlife, the fishing, the camaraderie, everything that happens at Katmai Lodge. It's the one.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then you go through where the trout pond is, and then you go into the big exhibit hall, and then you go by the Gamakatsu booth, and you guys are, as you go in toward the left, right?
Yeah.
Down off the main aisle there.
Off the main aisle. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be just down from Turner's, booth number 648.
Yeah.
Right on the floor.
See, right down from John Petty Goldsmith.
Yep,
John
right
Petty's
down
there.
from John Petty.
Yeah, John Petty's
We
there.
were over there yesterday, caught up with Eddie Dalmau, talking some Baja.
yeah.
That was fun. And just seeing that's what's so much fun about the shows. You get to see all your old friends and get to see, everybody's there. It is the PCS show.
Yeah.
It's in San Diego. Right. Everyone that's involved in fishing. It is under
Sadro
one
Sport
roof.
Fishing's
Yeah,
there.
right. We saw Rosie yesterday.
Yeah,
it's great.
For sure. Hey, time to find out what's biting.
You got it, bro. It's time for the catch report. We got him standing by, our private boater buddy, with that fishdope.com report. Today, it's sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get the premier processing experience. Check out their easier online system to book your processing for your next long-range trip. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest in customer service. You can stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com and be sure you make that reservation today. We got him, the private boater buddy, Mark Wish, is standing by. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Ricky, Pete, Ted, Rick. Great show today. Lots of fun stuff going on there.
Having fun.
So, guys, and Ted, I wanted to mention, thanks for stopping by ahead of the PCS show, the first one there. I appreciate talking to you and your team there. Look forward to following up on some of that. But it's officially springtime, guys. And, man, we've had some nice weather. Maybe a little bit too warm inland there, but not too bad along the beach. And offshore, the stage is set, man. We got decent weather and very warm and clean water for this time of year. It's looking good. Really looking good. And another nice week ahead of us, man. Nothing wrong with that. So as a few reports here, local fishing, it's been pretty good. Rockfish closed for another 10 days. Everybody's waiting for the opener, myself included. But sculpin, whitefish, and sheephead are really keeping everybody busy. And for you guys wanting to catch those sheephead, that's kind of the inshore exotic. They'll bite a chunk of squid or they'll bite a strip of sardine, but man, they really love shrimp. You can go to the market, get regular old frozen shrimp with the shell on, is the best. And man, one of our good customers on his new boat last year, he caught yellows and sea bass, and he was out the other day with his shrimp targeting sheephead, and I think he was more excited to catch a sheephead than those yellows and sea bass he caught last year. It's funny. But local halibut fishing slowed down a little bit, kind of tougher conditions, not too much drifting around. But that'll bounce back. Or at Catalina, squid situation's still difficult, man. It's just tough. There's a few dabs here and there. No volume that I'm aware of. Could be there, but I didn't hear about it. A dab on the front, dab on the back. And so we'll see if, some more bait moves in here. The kelp critters are biting. All that stuff living in the kelp and on the hard bottoms close to the beaches there is good. Halibut up in the shallow water has been biting pretty good. Yellows and sea bass, man, they're barely around. Noticeably absent this year so far, but soon coming. Did get one San Clemente Island report from last weekend. They found no squid in the cove and a little bit of yellow up the front that they looked at them, but they wouldn't bite. So hopefully that changes over there. Where the yellows are biting is that stuff that you guys got there in San Diego, man. That bite at the Coronados down to the rock pile. Holy cow. I mean, the amount of fish is one thing and the grade of fish is another. God, those are just beauties. They're biting the yo-yo iron. This last week, it seemed like it was mostly the bigger yo-yo jigs, producing the best. And of course, a surface iron, and a few on a fly line, a few on the slow troll. And man, you got to watch out for the boats down there, guys, and please be courteous. You know, it's crowded, and with this nice weather and biting fish, I imagine this weekend's going to be really crowded. But a lot of fish, for sure. And as a heads up here, guys, it's been fun, but lobster season is over. No more hooping, and send in your lobster card so you don't get fined when you go to get it next year. So that's this week's report. Lots of good stuff going on. Lots of really nice weather. It is time to go fishing, guys.
Yeah, no kidding. And of course, fishdope.com. They're at the show, right in the BD Outdoors displayed right there in the exhibit hall. $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now. Lowercase, no space. Hookup Now, your $30 code. And Mark, how do we find you?
Well, Pete, we're in Huntington Beach. We're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger by the Chevron station. And phone number is area code 714-840-4262. And the website is pacificedgetackle.com. And we'll have some interesting stories for you next weekend. I absolutely guarantee it.
I believe that.
I'll bet so. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that report. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
Okay, we got it. We'll see you guys.
See you, Mark. All right. Hey, that's going to wrap up our fishdope.com report, sponsored by Anza Knives. Hey, Don and the whole Anza Knives crew are back. They're at the PCS show in Del Mar in booth 170 in the Pat O'Brien building. They're literally right next to the Let's Talk Hookup booth. Anza Knives makers are in the booth too, along with their full line of fillet knives. Plus, they have hunting, military, and one-of-a-kind custom knives, all at show prices. Go see the crew at Anza Knives in booth 170 at the Del Mar show today. It's been a busy, popular booth,
they've been selling some knives, and they have some beautiful. Laura, one of the knife makers there, she talks about making the knives. She'll show you some of the knives she's made there. So Donnie's there too. So yeah, right.
Works of art
right there. Check it out right there. As soon as you walk in the show, check out the Anza knife booth for sure.
Well,
you have a great test.
I do. Yeah, I was really excited about this one because I'm very curious myself, and it came from Chris in San Marcos. It says, hey guys, are there any plans on making the HD Nautilus hook in smaller sizes, 6, 4, etc.? I love the quality. I love the sharpness of the hooks.
Well, that's probably one of the most popular, or one of the most commonly asked questions we get right now, and we're looking very, very closely at that. And there is plans in the works for us to hopefully address that here very soon. It's something we need, and we've got our documentation. A lot of times we have to do a lot of market research on this, right? It's difficult because sometimes a hook works very good for one specific region of the country, but not everywhere, and that's really hard to justify when we're trying to make tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of hooks on a machine, and that's what really limits us on that ability to do so. But we've been twisting the arms in management in Japan and telling them this is something we got to have for this market, and
like a number 6.
We're going to try to do the best we can to get it down there. But I think we've got a favorable.
But that number 4, man, that's a good hook.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So we are working very diligently on addressing that.
That's cool.
That in an HD would be so nice. Oh my God, that's my dream hook.
Yes, we're all sitting here. We're all sitting here with big smiles on our face in the studio. Going, okay, we just got to get this to happen.
You never know.
Size 1, 1.0, 2, and 4.
I'd love it.
In the HD.
That's
be cool.
what we need.
Great question.
Yeah,
great question.
For sure. It's coming. Those guys are brilliant in Japan. They make the best
They
hooks,
are.
so
We're slow, but we'll get there. And it'll be a good hook.
It'll be a quality hook.
That's how we work. Yes,
hey,
sir.
Kalani in Southeast San Diego has a good one. It says, good morning, Pete, Rick, and Ted. Gamakatsu is great. And welcome to San Diego, Ted. My question is about circle hooks. What's the difference and what hook is recommended for the upcoming rockfish season?
Well, I'm going to defer to Rick on that because he's probably Rick and these guys here because they're going to know a lot more to the local fisher. Yeah, both Ricks. They're going to know this much better than I am.
Rick, what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna go with Rock Cod Rick's.
Well, yeah, of course, it's in the name, right?
Yeah,
we're just highly anticipating, and I think that we're in for a very good year. And I hate the closure because I hate stopping to fish for them, but man, it just produces such a great opening season. Giving those things a little break, they get so hungry. We're in for a good round. And I really like the way that DFW has like restructured things on the, there's different depth levels at different times, the unlimited, the shallow side, and the deep side. So it really spreads things out in terms of the right gear for it. In terms of our hooks, I'm a Gamakatsu live bait regular J hook. That's my J hook of choice. It depends on where you're fishing and what you're doing. A lot of times I'll like to fish a jig, and then up above it I fish like like instead of a shrimp fry, I'll fish a little grub or a little gulp or something like that. And I'm a Gamakatsu live bait 2.0 hook, or like Pete said, you got my interest really sparked on that Octopus 4X. I've never fished that for my cod fishing, and what a great call that is.
So the reason that came up is when I was out fishing Tuesday on the way back from the yellowtail fishing, we were fishing cod spots, and we had about a 300-pound thresher under the boat.
Okay.
And guess what? He ate one of my hooks.
No,
and,
really?
Yeah, jumped out of the water. It was spectacular.
Cool.
And then thank God he broke off. Yeah. And so I had to find another hook for that.
Yeah, sure.
So I opened my box. All I had was a 4X Octopus hook.
Uh-huh.
So I'm tying this thing on. I'm fishing that hook
That's
from
great,
now
yeah.
on, because I'll tell you what, that hook is so sharp. It's so solid. That is for me, that's my new hook.
And that's an offset, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yep. Exactly.
Another Ganyon's another way to fish rock cod. I don't know in the regs anymore. Is it still 3 hooks on a Ganyon, or is it 2?
2 hooks.
Two here. I think just 2 in Mexico. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Our standard Octopus hook is the hook for Ganyons because of the back eye. It lays out and it presents the bait.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of the most popular for building Ganyons if they're building. So
the Octopus.
The regular Octopus.
The regular Octopus.
Regular Octopus.
Yeah, for sure. And if you want the Nano Alpha coating, you could get the Octopus 4X, right?
That's correct. And
that
Nano
has
Alpha is available on the Rick.
It is
Rick's
available
talking about
on
on the regular
that one
Octopus
too.
hook, and then as well as the 4X Strong.
Okay. All right.
And that goes down to a 1-aught.
Good stuff.
That's
all right.
cool.
Hey, Sean in Blossom Valley has a great question. Let me bring it up here. And he says, I love Gamakatsu hooks and Gamakatsu boxes. Could you recommend a hook for hooking monster sheephead we have on here on the coast? A model I prefer, it wants something that really pierces the mouth, because they have those super hard mouths.
Yeah, and again, I think if it's and most of the time on the sheep's head, what are they using a live bait, or how are they? Is it a chunk bait?
Our most common guys, like sheephead's one of the few times when it probably really pays to bring something extra on the boat. Typically the boats always provide live anchovy, live sardine. A lot of the boats will provide strips of squid, but if your goal is to catch a sheephead, having some kind of a shrimp or mussel really makes a big difference. So a relatively small hook, because they've got a kind of a small mouth, but sharp is so the king on that. And usually we're fishing a piece of shrimp. Guys will bring literally like food style shrimp, cut it in half, and thread a hook on that way. Still for me, I'm thinking Gamakatsu live bait J hook in that maybe 1.10 size, something like that.
Because those are super sharp anyway.
That's why you use them. Exactly. Yeah. The one thing that Rick has always talked about too is you've always talked, and that you taught us in the shop, was that the wire that Gamakatsu uses is the highest end of all the hook manufacturers, and that's why you get strength out of the skinny diameter. Sometimes you'll look at a Gamakatsu Nautilus, and the consumer, myself included, gets trained into, well, if it's going to be strong enough, it has to be bigger. That's like Gamakatsu's strong suit is you get the same strength out of a skinnier wire because of the superior steel.
You're right. And it's even getting in the bass market now. I mean, we're doing the tournament grade wire, which is even thinner than some of the other stuff out there. And then new this year for the bass guys, the freshwater guys, is that new tuned drop shot hook.
It's the super tuned drop shot.
Super tuned drop shot. I've got it in the booth, so if you want to take
it. Is that the one with the wire on it?
No. That's a different bait.
That's a different.
This is a drop shot hook, but it's a straight up eye.
Oh, okay.
And it's super tuned. And I've already had 3 or 4 of my bass guys just going, I gotta have this. I gotta.
No
have this.
kidding.
So this,
and that has the Nano Alpha.
So this is the Nano Alpha. It's our TGW wire, which is thinner, stronger, and sharper than our standard wires. So you get that nice penetration. What this was is, I think a lot of people in the bass world anyway know we worked very closely with Aaron Martins before he had passed away several years back. And this was one of the last designs he had. We actually have a hook in our lineup called the G-Lock. It's a G-Lock point. And we utilize that same point for this. So he wanted to have a nice straight shank on it, so it stuck out from the side on a drop shot rig, nice and straight. And then it has just this little bit of a curve and upward motion in the tip. And a lot of times when you're drop shot, you'll get that fish right in the roof of the mouth. And this just helps drive that hook just in. And with the Nano Alpha and the TGW thinner wire, all my guys on the Elite Series are just loving this hook for that application.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Bassmaster Classic. You just came back from the Bassmaster Classic. You know what? I was watching some of that on TV. It just amazes me how young those kids are.
I know. That's the thing. I mean, even
they're like 20. The kid that won is like 21 or something like that.
Yeah, he's super young, and his brother just won the collegiate championship as well. So it's kind of cool for them as a family.
Yeah, that's super
And these young kids, boy, I tell you what, they get access to boats, and they're on the water way more than any of us that have real jobs can do, and they're just out there just all the time. So you're seeing that's what we have. The trend is amazing over the last 5 years. You saw the age of these guys just drop dramatically.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
They're just into it, huh?
They're really
Which is
into
great.
it.
Great to see the kids fishing.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. But it was crowds were packed. It's a great event.
There's college teams now. There's high school teams throughout the country, even in California up north. It's a huge deal.
Oh, it's so cool. You were talking about this new product that one of your sister companies has. That's like the rage. Tell us about that.
So the Spro Corporation, Spro Manufacturers, is our sister company. A lot of people don't realize that Gamakatsu and Spro are sister companies.
Yeah.
And they're distributing a bait from Japan from a company called Hookup. And it's called a koike. It's spelled Coike. And it's basically like a big sea urchin. It's almost like the size of a small racquetball, maybe even a little smaller than that, with a lot of tentacles that come off of it. It's made out of elastomer, so it's very stretchy. These retail for about $20. And this is all the rage right now. Guys are winning tournaments on it. Everybody's got to get one. And I've been in this business 30 plus years. I have never seen anything like it as far as the lines of people waiting to buy those things.
Wow.
We had 1,500 of them at the Classic, and we had to limit it to two per per person. And it was 200 to 300 people in line all day long.
Gosh.
I kid you not, guys. I was having to do crowd control. It was unbelievable. I've got a pretty loud voice. I can project pretty well. And I'm like, all right, folks, we got to get some more. It was insane.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
And this thing looks like
it's alien,
like something your kid's toy, like a kid's toy.
Yeah,
You know, it was like
it's like the thing you used to throw on the window and it kind of would crawl the. Who knows? But it does catch them, and it's something different. So it was really popular in Japan about 5 years ago, and then it kind of died off the popularity. So they brought it over here just to see how it would do, and it's just all of a sudden just blowing up. So they can't keep up. I mean, they're a small manufacturer; they cannot keep up with the demand. So,
and what kind of hook do you use?
There's a variety of ways. If you're going to weight it and fish it off the bottom. Our Cover Nico hook works really well. It's got a little keeper on it. It's got a nice wide gap on it, and that's got.
Do you put the hook in?
You just kind of skin hook it on the top, but you can actually run the hook through it because it's got a keeper on it. Keeps it from sliding back and forth, so that the large bulk of the plastic doesn't get up into the bite of the hook. And then you just got a swivel on the front of it, and you use one of our Jika weights and then rig it through there. That way you can fish it right off the bottom and work it off the bottom that way. Or you can suspend it with a bead. We have a bead hook. It's got a nice wide gap on it, and or a drop shot hook. And they're just skin hook that and then insert a small weight inside of it just to give it enough weight to just kind of sink and suspend down because it wants to float because it's elastomer.
Yeah. At $20 a piece, I would think you want to make sure that thing's secured and not a one bite lure, right?
Exactly, no doubt. But they're elastomers, so they do last a while.
Yeah.
So they have a wide variety. There's all kinds of sizes and shapes. They've got one that the tentacles look like little fish, so it looks like a little ball of bait fish in the water.
Oh, really?
It's incredible. It's really incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
It just looks so foreign.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. Like
Mike Lum showed it to me last year because he was working in the Spro booth, and I was like, what? Is it kidding me?
Is it scented?
It's really a thing. Not that I'm aware of, no. But it's really a thing. I witnessed it with my own eyes. It's incredible.
Speaking of scents, you guys make the Durascent.
Yeah.
Great bass fishing, great bay bass fishing. Scents.
We do.
And
surf.
And surf
so good for the surf.
You bet.
Yeah.
And that does have the scent impregnated in it. So it really keeps it, and that's a great question. So we make two different shrimp sizes. There's the 3-inch and a 2.5-inch shrimp in 3 different colors. We also have a bloodworm, and we also have a small little crab that we do as well.
Great for the surf, great for the bay.
Yeah.
they last too.
I was going to say,
badass,
man.
tough.
Yeah, really big.
Yeah.
Yeah, with it being elastomer like that, it stretches and lasts really well.
Yeah, a funny story. I sold it into Johnny at Dana Landing. Called him up and said, "Hey, Johnny, how's that Duracent selling?" He goes, "We're selling it." He said, "But Rick, I got to tell you a story." He said, "One of the guys behind the counter bought the sandworm." He said, "A little tough to put on the hook, but he caught 23 fish on that one.
Come on, one worm. Get out of here!"
And I go,
"Wow,
can I tell people this?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, tell them." Yeah. So it lasts. It really does last.
We were talking about sheephead. That might be a really good thing to try for sheephead fishing.
Sure.
Either that shrimp or that little fiddler crab, looking one that they have, like, because it's got the scent and the shape. Like,
that's what I was thinking when he said, "Bring your shrimp." I'm thinking, okay,
Yeah.
Duracent. Bring that Duracent.
That's a good call. Well, I had another great question, text question. Says, "Good morning, guys. Stopped by the Gamakatsu booth yesterday, grabbed a variety hooks. The show was amazing. Got to meet Rick while I was talking to RC at the Fisherman's Landing booth. Also got to talk to Wayne about the deer situation on Catalina Island. He helped point me in the right direction. If you haven't made it to the PCO show, you definitely got to go. Gamakatsu deals were killer. Picked him up while we were there. That was all from Rory and Lakeside.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
It was fun getting to meet Rory, too. He had his whole family there. He had a brand new boy and 2 girls. They were getting ready to go to the trout pond and fish it up. Cool. It was just, really fun getting to. And again, that's one of the best parts about the show. You get to meet everybody. And, we see Rory's text questions come through all the time. So, it was fun.
Nice
Good times.
Yeah. That deal is so killer. That knife, those knives are just,
I know,
like for $50 with a product that you're going to buy anyway, and you get $100 knife.
But it's just going, it's going crazy.
Yeah. I would imagine.
Still want to make sure, like, you sure that's okay, Ted? Like, that's a good idea?
Yeah, really, we are a premium brand. You don't see us. We don't do a lot of discounts. We really don't. It's not the philosophy of the brand. But when we come to these shows, just as an appreciation for all our customers and those types of things, we try to stay real aggressive and just show that appreciation through the specials.
That's cool.
So you could buy a G box, a fillet knife, a few hooks, up to $50.
Sure.
Yep.
Get a free everyday carry knife.
Bring the receipt.
It's $100 knife.
And keep in mind, you're buying all those hooks at a killer deal anyway.
Yeah.
So I
Buy
mean,
two, get one
your
free.
$50 that you're spending is getting you $100 worth of hooks, and it's getting you $100 freebie. Like,
and that's what I tell them. If you go to where they're doing buy 2 get 1 free, it's 33% savings right there on the hooks, and then you come back and you get
your knife.
You get your knife.
Well, the nice thing is hooks aren't perishable, so they're not going to go bad. So you can load up a little bit on them.
Totally.
And
and don't forget the G box too.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. The G boxes are great. And they have all the different sizes at Turner's, I would guess.
Yeah, they do have them. They're running out of some sizes, like the big 37 deep. They're kind of short on that one, but they have plenty of 3600 size, 3700 size, and the small hook box, the 3200 size, in all configurations, both the foam and the insert.
Both. Okay, great. And you're going to be in the booth today, Ted?
Yes, we are. We've got there's 3 of us actually. I've got two new employees that are starting with us, just very, very new. So this is their first show season.
First show.
Yeah, showing them the ropes and those types of things. So we'll have a
All
full crew there to answer questions.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Hey, Arnie in Vista has a good question here. He says, "What types of steel does Gamakatsu use that makes it so tough?"
It's just the premium high carbon steel.
High carbon steel.
Yeah, and we don't, obviously we don't reveal those sources to anybody, but just suffice it to say that this is some of the best steel on the planet, and that's because it has less imperfections. That's why you get consistently good hooks from our manufacturing process, because it comes down to the raw material. So,
where in Japan are they manufactured?
Ishiwaki City.
Ishiwaki City.
Yeah,
down the street.
Right around the corner. It's interesting in Japan because they have different prefectures, is what they call them, or cities and communities throughout, and they specialize in different things depending on where you go within the country. Like there's certain places where that's what they do as knives. There's certain places what they do as hooks. Quite frankly, Owner's located very closely to where Gamakatsu is over there, and so
that's the hub.
Hook. That's the hook spot. It's like that with everything in Japan. So it's very interesting on how their culture does that. But which is just outside of Osaka, which is south. This would be like, so think of Japan this way. It's about the size of California. Tokyo would be up where like San Francisco is. Osaka would be down here where San Diego or LA is. It's that kind of a
That's
deal.
good description.
Osaka's a great food city too.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just the hospitality of the Japanese when you go over there is just incredible.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to go 6 times, and every time it's just a great adventure. It's really cool.
That's
really
cool.
neat to see.
Yeah. So Corey King's listening, and he's texts in. He says the Duracet strip slays the sheephead. He says, but my buds are going to be mad for leaking.
Yeah.
Well, Corey, thank you. That's we're trying to get more and more of them out of
Yeah.
there. This is a very new kind of a thing for us, and so we're trying to get them out and get people using them. So that's great.
And Corey's, of course, one of your pro staff guys.
Yes. Yep,
yeah,
absolutely,
helps out in the booth, right, Rick?
Yes.
Yeah. He's actually coming by the booth today.
Okay, booth is going to be packed today.
A lot of us here today. Yes.
Yeah.
Saturday, man, it's the big day.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a big day.
We probably needed 20 feet, but this was being new. We were just not sure what to expect. So this was kind of a way to test it out. So.
Well, I think they've proven, Bill and Mike, that San Diego wants a show because the attendance has been great, and there's a lot of great booths.
Did you see the video of the line on day one?
Yeah.
It went down, out, all the way around, and almost all the way to Jimmy Durante. Like, it was just insane. But the layout is so good. Like, it housed that many people perfectly. It didn't have that. There was a ton of people, but it never had that elbow to elbow shoulder crowd where you're bumping into everybody.
Right.
It's just, I don't know if it was their layout, their plan, whatever they did.
It's a big facility.
It is. It's really big.
So that makes it really
and
nice.
it really carries that amount of people good.
Yeah, definitely. You have another good
I
text,
thought so.
huh?
It says, good morning, guys. I absolutely love my Gamakatsu hooks, and I use them exclusively. I'm certain that the ringed live bait hooks got me bites when others weren't getting bit with tough fishing. My question for Ted and Rick is, I currently use the Nautilus light circle hook when I'm fishing the bay on my drop shot rig for spotties and other fish. It's worked extremely well, but I'm just curious if you guys think there's a different style hook that I should try for my drop shot rigs while fishing the bay. And that's from Ralph and Menifee.
This is just my personal opinion. If you've got something that's working for you and it's consistently working for you, you don't always have to go and try to find the next best thing. My advice would be just keep using the hook that's working quite well for you.
I know guys that are drop shotting with regular drop shot hooks.
You make a hook that says drop shot hook.
We make a lot of drop.
A
shot
lot of
hooks.
drop
So
shot
there's several that we do.
And if you look at the design and then look at the octopus, the standard octopus, it's basically the
Pretty
same
similar.
design.
Very similar. Yeah, very similar.
And what was that tune? What was that Aaron Martin's tune hook again?
Yeah,
what was that one?
Super Tune drop shot hook.
Okay.
So that's made out of the TGW. So there gives you better penetration because it's thinner wire, and it's got the nano alpha coating on it, so you don't have to worry about corrosion quite as much.
I wasn't familiar with that hook at all. I just saw just the photo in the catalog when Ted was looking it up. Like, that's my next purchase, man. That thing looks really good.
Yeah. You make a hook too with a swivel on it too for drop shotting?
We do.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of Shin Fukai, who's one of our pro staff from Japan, makes several. So there's an octopus hook version, there's a drop shot hook version. So there's an inline swivel on it for drop shotting, and that just makes it a little easier for folks that aren't as comfortable with tying the knots. Where you have to come back through the eye and get your weight to get everything to stand out correctly. It's got a swivel on it already with a line tie and then a place for your weight. It's got a little V in the bottom of it, so you can just wedge your line in there with the weight on it.
And that's in the finesse. The
G finesse
line. Yeah, it'd be the green package G finesse.
Okay.
One other hook that you make, it's funny, has a rod on it. It's a drop shot hook with that hook on it. What? That's a Japanese thing, right?
Yeah, so that's it. So, but the idea behind that is that it's you can call it cherry rig. There's a lot of different ways they do it, but it's just a straight piece of wire that you do insert a weight, like a worm weight or something on it, and then bend that wire up. And the idea is just that weight sits on the bottom of the hook, suspended up above it. So we have three different hooks we have that on. It's the EWG, our regular offset round bend, and then our hybrid worm hook.
And what's the purpose of the rod? Just to keep the weight down?
Yeah,
or?
it's just another way to present it. It's so you can change the weight out and that type of thing.
I see. All right.
Yeah, that's the power drop. So
power drop.
Yes.
Not once have these two stumbled on
I
anything.
know.
This is the
we're
gurus of
freshwater
hooks
and
today.
saltwater.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I didn't know half of this stuff. I'm learning so much. So what a fun show we got going on. And we got more coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live.
As the inventor and world leader in fluorocarbon, Seagar has you covered. Gold Label is Seagar's thinnest and strongest leader yet and is your best choice on leader-shy fish. Fluoro Premier has a thin diameter with the highest break strength. Plus, it is super soft. Blue Label is tough as nails with incredible abrasion resistance and impact strength. Pink Label is the choice for tough light conditions from 2 pound to 400 pound. Pick up a spool of Seagar at your favorite tackle dealer or visit seagar.com.
Gamakatsu has amazing show deals for you. Buy any 2 packs of Gamakatsu hooks and get one free. That in itself is an amazing deal. But get this. Purchase $25 of Gamakatsu products at the show and get a free pocket utility case. Purchase $50 of Gamakatsu products at the show and receive a free Gamakatsu everyday carry knife worth almost $100 at participating dealers while supplies last. Only from Gamakatsu at the PCS shows.
Time to talk about great stuff from Shimano. And we just talked about the booth, and that's what we should talk about. The booth at the PCS show. If you want to learn about fighting the rail, Brandon Nelson is there.
Yeah.
And he'll take you on the rail with one of those Shimano Talicas or jigging or something like that. You can fight the fish right on the rail.
The new Ledge Runner series is there. The Shimano pros that we had, had fun talking to on the phone a couple weeks ago. They're in the booth talking all things, the new Ledge Runner systems. All of the new spinning reels are available. You can scope that out. The new Talica display. There's so much going on in that Shimano booth and so well staffed. At any point in time, there's 10 or 15 pros in there that'll walk you through the entire process.
Yeah. All the rods. They have all the great Shimano rods, reels, lures, line.
Power Pro. Yeah.
Everything. Right there at Shimano booth at the PCS show. Check it out today and tomorrow.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka with the best captains, deluxe accommodations, gourmet food, world-class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included for one amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher Charters, and most go back again and again. You have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodges, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning talking Gamakatsu with Ted and Rick. Just having a lot of fun this morning. Still plenty of time if you want to send in a text. It's only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. And again, we said before, make sure you include your name and your phone number along with the text because Ted has given us an amazing prize, a $300 prize pack full of goodies from Gamakatsu.
Yeah, boxes. And knives,
backpacks,
it's
killer.
Backpack, it's super good. Hey, let's head down to the East Cape.
Ooh.
Talk to our good old buddy, good young buddy, you should say, John Ireland. Good
Hey,
morning, John.
we haven't done that in a while. Hi, John.
John, you can pick us up?
Hi, yeah, can you hear me?
Gotcha now, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good morning, Pete, Rick, guest. It's been a while. It's nice to talk
This
to you
feels
guys.
great. Hi, John.
It's been too long. It's been too long. Yeah, one of the reasons Pete and I talked earlier in the week is I was down at the East Cape. I just came back up and prepping the boat and everything, getting it ready for the season. And little did I know, the season's really already started. It's crazy time down there. The weather's really, really ahead of time. The water right now is normally like 68 degrees, something like that, maybe 70. And it's 78 to 80 right now.
Oh, my God.
Jeez. And flat, no north winds. And we haven't had much north wind over the whole winter. And real good fishing, guys. Crazy good fishing. Tuna outside, yellowfin tuna, smallest fish is about 10 pounds. They're going to like 60. Pretty much everyone's limiting that's out there doing it. They're about 20 miles out off the Porpoise. But I was just shocked how good the fish were. Big bull Dorado inside. They're catching them on slow troll ballyhoo and lures inside, a little closer inside. They're taking blue marlin, guys. Blue marlin.
Come on, in March?
No, Never heard of it. Big fish too. I know 3 that were released last week.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really, really going on. A lot of striped marlin around the course for this time of year, but just truly exceptional fishing. Just
crazy year.
Crazy year.
So John, so
Crazy
you have just remodeled your guest house at your house there, and you're going to offer that up for rental along with charter on your boat, right?
Yeah, yes, I'm going to do that, Pete. Yeah, it's actually a new house. I didn't really remodel it. I just it's a brand new place. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, nice house, and next to our big house, of course, and on beautiful property, big nice swimming pool, and the boat. My boat. I'm going to charter it as well. It's a 32-foot Lures El Jefe.
Wow.
And a speedboat too. Yeah, it's a 30-knot cruise boat. So
it's
really, I set it up. I love to chase the elephant. That's my deal. So set up for that. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to put together packages, and I got to get my feet a little bit back in the water, guys.
No kidding. So if somebody wants to rent, if somebody wants to rent your house, your boat, how does that work? How's that going to work?
Just call Jeannie. We have a website right now. We're working on it. It's still embryonic, guys. We're still getting there, but the boat's ready to go, and we're going to actually start charting about April 6th or 7th. We're going to start.
Okay.
We're going to start taking
That's a
rentals.
couple weeks away.
The website is, or you can email us. Sorry, I don't think it's a website. It's Casita Mesa Del Mar @gmail.
Casita Mesa Del Mar.
I mean,
Del Mar @gmail. Yeah.
The number
and also,
I was just gonna say the number of questions we field at the show of like, I miss the ranch so much. What's the next best thing? Where do I go? What do I do? How fun that if somebody's like us that just loves that
you could be
piece
on
of
the
ground,
ranch.
you can it still exists
with a boat.
Yeah, and there's plenty of the old gang around too. I wanted to mention Jorge's is available. Last year I fished with Jorge. Was by far our Ponga captain, was by far our most popular captain, and he's available a lot of the time. The past year I fished him 3 or 4 years. A magic fisherman. He's available as well. And Eddie is still around. Eddie would be make sure you get taken care of on the boat. So we have a lot of the old employees that will be there and be happy to see you. That's for sure.
That's cool.
So
So
cool,
Casita
John.
Mesa Del Mar @gmail.com. Just email, say, find out more information about it. And it's
Right.
actually a beautiful piece of
Genius.
property, right? With fantastic views overlooking the Sea of Cortez there. And that's a really nice opportunity. Well, it's great to hear from you, John. And thanks for the fish report. Keep us posted.
Oh, I will. I'll stay in touch for sure, guys. It's been too long. It's sure nice to get together with you again. That's for sure.
I already got a text from Dallas that just said, "Hey, we're doing that." Just so you know. So-
All right, John.
Love you guys.
Thanks.
See you,
Nice
buddy.
to hear from you. Thanks. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, it is. Talk to you soon.
All
See you,
right.
John.
Hey, Bill Varney's on the line. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Rick, Pete, and Ted. Good to hear you guys this morning.
Hi, buddy.
Great.
Good morning. Good morning.
You heard us talking Gamakatsu.
Hey, I wanted to just call in and just really thank Ted and Rick and Gamakatsu for all their support. And just another thing is we always talk about their different, their products like hooks, but Gamakatsu has so many different great products, whether it's a Duracent bait or their hooks and so forth. And, in the surf, Gamakatsu has always made the best surf fishing hooks, the 50409, 50410, different sizes, 6 and 4s. Those are great, super thin, super sharp drop shot hooks that we use in the surf. And then about a year ago, I discovered their drop shot rig. They actually have a setup, which is the number is a 214409. And this is a drop shot rig. And I know Corey's listening. That's perfect for the bay and surf fishing. Is tie it onto your line on one end. The other end, you put on a 1/2 ounce chrome torpedo sinker. It's got a super sharp drop shot hook on it. And you just hook on a white or a grunion colored fluke and bounce that thing across the bottom. So that's another great one. And then, of course, the Duracent products. And we've been testing those for a couple of years. The worms are so great. They come in a pumpkin color, a camo green color, and also a red color. And we match them up with these same hooks. But what we really discovered was, and I really want folks at the show to go to the booth, look at these drop shot hooks, but also look at those Duracent baits, and not only the creature baits and the worms, but another thing is the steelhead salmon eggs. We have found that these plastomer salmon eggs that are red and orange, and there's a creamsicle, a cream color one. If you just put one of those on your hook up on the eye of the hook and put a sand crab below it, it looks just like the eggs of a sand crab. Ooh. And boy, it attracts all the fish in the surf. So really want to thank you guys for your fantastic products.
Well,
That's
thanks,
awesome.
Bill. That's great. And just the feedback and the details that you've provided for us has really helped really make this come to life for fishermen, because you're the one out there really using it all the time and helping drive that messaging. So thank you.
That's cool. Hey,
Well,
Bill.
I'm really happy to do it.
Are those like hoochie skirts made of Duracent?
It is.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing either.
Wow.
How'd that be for your cod rig?
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
for sure. No, we've got a whole
Yeah.
setup of those. So we've got the 1.5 inch, a 4.5, and a 6 inch, in a variety of colors.
Gosh, I didn't even know that was
Yeah.
a thing either. That would be
and they're
legit.
tough.
And
They're not going to get ripped up.
The scent is there, so
Yeah.
if you're making like a little cod canyon or something, and your bait gets ripped off, you're still going to fish the whole time.
Yeah.
You got the scent in the deal. Like that's slick.
And they're hanging in the booth, so you
That's
can come by and
cool.
look at 'em.
I'll be.
What about for who like down on the East Cape,
Yeah,
hoochie
totally.
fishing for tuna too?
You know, we have a 160-page catalog full of all kinds of things.
I did
Sometimes
not know
it's
that was
hard
a
to
thing.
get,
I like it.
get through
Sure,
everything,
sure,
and get
sure.
everybody attention
A lot
to
of
it.
things.
So yes.
Hey, Bill, thanks for joining us. How's the weather in Breckenridge?
Hey, it's been really warm here, believe it or not. Most of the snow has melted off. The ski areas are going to be closing in a few days here, and the season for these giant browns, in these 8 to 15 pounders, they're going to open a week early this year, which is about 10 days from now. So I'll be down there. I've got the okay to get out there and do some fishing again now. So I'll get down there. But once again, I wanted to thank you guys. And also, Gamakatsu has sponsored the CCA on the beach surf fishing clinics for years. We have one coming up on May 2nd, and then the second one will be coming up in the end of the last weekend of July. And these are a benefit to CCA. We meet right on the beach and go surf fishing. And that's where we have these Duracent products, and we try them out on the beach. We show people how to hook them and use them. It's great fun. We look forward to seeing everybody there. And we should have information up on our site around the 15th of April about when to register and when and where these will be. We're just waiting for our permits to come in from the state.
And that's surffishtackle.com.
They can find it there, or more information at fishthesurf.com. Fishthesurf.com.
Fantastic. Thanks, Bill Varney. Appreciate the info. And he's obviously a big Gamakatsu guy.
Yeah, no
for
doubt.
sure. Appreciate the call.
That's right. Have
All
a great day, you
Stay
guys.
warm up
See
there.
you, buddy.
All right. That's pretty amazing. Breckenridge is like at 10,000
Oh, yeah,
feet.
it's way up there.
And the
yeah.
snow's already melting and it's like warm.
Yeah.
Ooh, scary.
We're in
It's
for
a
a
little
good-
scary.
We're in for a good fishing season this
Yeah.
year, dude.
Oh, for sure. Hey, John in Huntington Beach says, do your hooks ever need sharpening with a stone?
You know, that's another really commonly asked question, you know, and you're never going to get it as sharp as we do from the factory.
And that's
And
chemically sharpened?
It is. And
Yeah.
so, and we're, you know, believe it or not, guys, we're not allowed. Like if you're not part of the inner structure of the company, you're never going to see the fact. I've never set foot in it, nor will I ever be able to. So,
Really?
Yeah, we don't.
No
we
kidding.
do
Never
not-
seen the factory?
We do not.
Wow.
I've seen the outside of it, but that's it. That's it. We've
There
never.
it is.
Come on.
No,
Really? No
kidding.
That's the way they can keep trade secrets. They have it very. That's just how it is. So there's
Wow.
which is interesting. But to answer the question, sure. I mean, there's plenty of people out there that touch their hooks up. You're never going to get it as sharp as you're going to out of the package. And the way I've personally always looked at it is, you know, we only have limited time to go fishing. And if you're going to be out there and you want to maximize your opportunity, the hook's probably your least expensive thing of
For
the
sure,
whole
totally.
deal, right? So why not just change the hook
Put a new
out
hook on.
and put a new hook on? I
Right.
mean, I get people, everything has a cost, everything's cost money, but you're just never going to get it as sharp as they are right out of the package.
Yeah, no doubt.
There it is. Hey, I had a fun text. It's from James in La Jolla. It's a little bit long, but I thought the story you guys would really enjoy. I love Gamakatsu hooks. A short story of how the long range guys think about your product. Last fall, I was on a 9-day trip on a boat that was sponsored by a competitor. We got on a good bite of bigger yellowfin tuna, and the captain got on the loudspeaker and said, "No offense to the trip sponsor, but I want all of you guys using Gamakatsu. These fish will straighten those other hooks." Luckily I was stocked up with plenty of my ring Nautilus hook, and I was sold beforehand, but I got a 149-pound ultra tough bluefin on a Nautilus small circle hook and a 3-inch sardine. I will only buy Gamakatsu from here.
That's a great story.
I thought so too. That was
Wow.
from James in La Jolla.
That's pretty cool. Thanks, James. That's great. That's a great story
for sure. And that's that. And that he said it's a small circle hook too.
Yeah, he said small.
Well, he was fishing during the time when that small bait was around. You know, to fly line a 3-inch sardine, you can't just do that with any hook. It's got to be a wire that's light enough to allow that bait to swim.
Yeah.
But then when you're talking about 150-pound fish, like not most light wire hooks can't handle that kind of pressure, and that Nautilus it sure can.
Yeah, no doubt about
Just
it.
imagine what the HD would have.
Oh my God, I want that hook so bad. Please make that happen.
So Aaron in Santa Barbara wants to know is if Gamakatsu has ever tracked records caught on your hooks.
No, that's another real common question we get, and we just haven't really put a lot of resource into doing so. I know that there are several instances of that, but we again, it's just more of a resource thing, you know, internally to try to track something like that. So we just haven't made that a priority.
What is the number one hook sold by
that's good.
Gamakatsu?
So
That you have a book that thick.
It's a phone book.
I don't even need to open that
Yeah.
to tell you that question. So really the two most popular hooks we sell is our octopus hook, just a straight regular octopus hook, and then our EWG. Those are just two gold standards no matter where you go in the country.
EWG is
extra wide gap worm
Extra
hook
wide
for
gap
bass
worm.
fishing.
Bass
Yep,
fishing.
exactly. So
Yeah.
those two hooks really and split shot drop shot, you know, we do that, just a regular split shot drop shot, because that's a very popular technique in a lot of different fisheries. So
Yeah.
really what it comes down to is how that hook can carry over into lots of different things.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it, you know, our better sellers.
Yeah, but you make hooks for fly fishing, you make hooks for bass fishing, you make hooks for saltwater fishing, commercial fishing, all across
Carp
the board.
fishing, you name it. So I mean,
Yeah.
a hook, you know, I always say it's job security, because you can't catch a fish without a hook. So you know, you've got to, you know, that's what makes it nice. And we do touch every fishery, whether it be crappie, bluegill, walleye, whatever it might be.
Have you ever been stumped?
Stumped
on a hook? Like somebody says, I want to catch a such and such.
Oh, sure. You know, here's what it comes down to. It's really the local knowledge of what you're using and what the techniques are. There's no way for us to know every single one of those.
Absolutely.
That's where we rely heavily on our pro staff, our
Pro
reps, and things in our pros in these markets, so that they can give us and provide us that feedback. Because I'll never claim to know it all in that regard. No way.
I think he's being humble. I don't think there's
Yeah, I
any
don't
chance
think-
any of
yeah.
us are getting one by him. I had a fun text says, "Hey guys, what's your opinion on Gamakatsu Nautilus versus Nautilus HD? When should one considering going to the heavier hook? Do you have a rule to follow or a gauge?"
Yeah, the size of the fish. So the size of the fish and the bait. I mean, bait's really important for that. But if you've got good sized bait and the fish are big, then go to the HD. Go to the biggest hook you can get. It's when you want to go to the small stuff only when it's line shy, the bait's small, or they're just not eating the bigger baits.
I think that's good advice. Like you always want to fish with the largest hook you can to get a bite with, and you just need to let your scenario gauge what that is.
That's right. I'm telling you, our standard Nautilus is a strong hook. One of my pro staffs, when we first got into the ringed circle hooks, we were making the Nautilus in a 2.0 to a 6.0, and it was because it was ringed, and the only ringed hooks we had. He was out on a tuna trip, and he caught a 307 yellowfin on a 6.0 standard Nautilus.
Not HD,
Not
regular.
HD.
Yeah. I fell in love with that hook during the Guadalupe era, and I just feel the same way. Like I feel like I rarely use Nautilus HD. I think it's a great hook. I'm glad that it exists, but I very rarely use it. It just I have yet to see the standard wire Nautilus fail, even in times when it quote unquote should, fish over 100 pounds, fish with heavy drag, all of those things. I still fish a standard wire Nautilus. And I remember the day you were talking about it. And I think it just goes back to that superior steel that they use. Like it's skinnier, but stronger.
It is.
I love that hook.
It's
and your
great.
bait swims so good with it.
It's a great hook. It's a great hook. And talking to this, the guy had the bluefin schooling up to 40 pounds. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, 40-pound fish are a lot of fun to catch.
Yeah.
Especially on a circle hook and maybe a small size circle hook.
Yeah, I saw Ted checking flights on the way out there, trying to figure if he could get on that Polaris Supreme or Tomahawk trip. I watched it go down.
The only problem is they're biting so hard. They're biting so good at night that they didn't have time during the day.
That's
They're
true.
already done
Yeah.
to fish during the day, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to put that assist hook to
That's
the
how
test.
good the fishing is right now.
Pretty
Hey,
cool.
Ted in San Diego says, "Good morning, gents. Love my Gamakatsu backpack, 300 bag and numerous hooks. Are there plans to make a larger backpack with big pockets or a roller bag to go on sport boat trips?"
So we've been looking at and have some prototypes and some things that we've been developing in that arena. So Ted, from one Ted to another fellow Ted, stay tuned for that because we are still working on that.
Okay, all right. Maybe I cast.
Yeah, we'll see.
I've seen one of the prototypes. It's pretty nice.
Okay.
That's okay.
We're trying. We're trying. Sometimes in today's environment with tariffs and the global part of things, it does make it a little bit of a challenge to get this stuff to come to market soon. And there's a lot of challenges in sourcing right now.
This is a fun one. I absolutely love my Gamakatsu sun shirt. You guys have any plans on expanding that at all? How about any more women's specific lines? That's from Kim in San Marcos.
So Kim, great question again too. We have a whole new clothing line. We've actually, if you'll notice, you go to our website, we're out of everything, and that's by design. We've trying to purge out some of our old designs. We have a bunch of new stuff that we've got spun up that'll be coming soon. So keep checking the website. We'll have that going. If you sign up for our newsletter, you can go to gamakatsu.com. Sign up for our newsletter. That's a great way to get information on what's new from Gamakatsu.
Yeah. So it's not all about hooks.
No, we try to do a lot of different
Clothing,
things. So
bags,
yeah, for sure.
Some of the best knives on the planet.
Those knives, I'm telling you, like one of the finest fillet knives there are.
No, it's a really good knife.
Yeah.
We've been very successful with it, and people that use them just absolutely love them.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's got them. So speaking of a new Gamakatsu knife, somebody's going to be hooked up. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, and YouTube Live.
Experience the magic of Haida Gwaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada, at Haida Gwaii Safaris, formerly Queen Charlotte Safaris. Hi, I'm Valerie Hopridge. 25 years ago, I fell in love with these incredible islands, breathtaking scenery and wildlife, warm community, and truly phenomenal fishing. That passion inspired me to open my own fishing lodge. Just steps away from the Sandspit Harbor at Haida Gwaii Safaris, you will be fishing pristine, unpressured waters for Chinook salmon, halibut, giant lingcod, and more. Plus, be surrounded by untouched beauty and wildlife. All of us at Haida Gwaii Safaris have exciting news. We now have our own charter flight to and from Sandspit out of Vancouver, making your trip easier than ever. We pride ourselves on creating unforgettable adventures that turn the first-time guests into longtime friends. You will come for the fishing and you'll come back for the memories. We are booking now. Please call 1-877-815-2892 or visit us at qcsafaris.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Haida Gwaii Safaris, where unforgettable memories are made one catch at a time.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open parties, schedule check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Searcher Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from 1.5 to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
It's Truck Month at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. The biggest deals of the year on Ford trucks are happening now. From Pro Power Onboard to Blue Cruise Tech and the Ford Security Package, Ford's award-winning truck lineup is built with the power and utility to help you take on whatever life throws your way. From F-Series, America's best-selling truck, to the Ford Maverick and the Ford Ranger, built to take you everywhere from work to play. Check out the entire lineup of Ford trucks and take a test drive today. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealers today. Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time this morning. Okay, it's time to find out who's got that killer pack of Gamakatsu. Rick's going to do us the honor, flip the prize coin. Today we have a texter. Congratulations, Ted in San Diego. You have got an awesome Gamakatsu pack coming your way.
Yeah, congratulations, Ted.
How fast did that 2 hours
go? Great job, man. That was so good.
Hey, I appreciate all the callers, just all the great questions. There was several really good questions by everybody, so that's awesome.
We fired on you, man. You and Rick covered it. So you and Rick will both be in the booth today and tomorrow.
Yep,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and just go by. You're in the exhibit hall, right?
Right,
Rick?
exhibit hall.
Yep.
Booth 648.
648. Go by, take advantage of that phenomenal deal with $25. You get the little
pocket pack.
pack,
Yeah.
and then
$50, you get your choice of one of three knives.
One of three knives. $100 knife for just spending $50 on hooks you're going to buy anyway, and buy two get one free at a lot of the vendors there.
Yeah.
So thanks for all your support, Ted. Thanks for
Great
all you
job,
do,
you guys. Appreciate
and
it.
sure appreciate you and Gamakatsu making the finest hook on the market. And we're very, very proud to be representative of those fine hooks too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
they're
been a
cool.
great partnership. Thank you.
And Gamakatsu.com has everything you need to know about Gamakatsu, right?
100%. That's got everything there you need to know, and we a lot of good information there.
Yeah, it's really, really good stuff for sure. But hey, we're going to be back tomorrow morning, 7 and 9 a.m. Thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. Captain Ray Lopez from the American Angler will be here. That's going to be a fantastic show. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 and 9 a.m. right back here on Facebook, YouTube Live, the Let's Talk Hookup app, and of course 97.3 The Fan. We'll see you then.